You know, as parents, we see out there and we live in a sports-saturated society. And our kids are doing all kinds of organized sports. But you know what? There's some wonderful benefits there, but there's also some dangers there too, especially in overtraining. So Peter, I'd like to talk to you today and you share with our viewers out there, what are some of the dangers that we can look for as parents in overtraining with our children?
Well, you know, the biggest concern is, as you say, first of all, expectations. Expectations are so much higher, and there's both the pressure often from the parents and coaches, but then also pressure from within the child to perform, particularly those kids that may have a lower self-esteem. And so they're more likely to push, push, push. And you see, in a normal developing child, the bone structure, the tendons, the muscles haven't reached maturity, so they're much more vulnerable to injury, particularly with repeated stress. That can have long-term, not insignificant consequences. So it's important. We did a video previously on you know, proper preparation and having people who really know what they're doing. So we need to have educated parents, educated children, educated coaches who know that there is a limit to which a child should be participating in athletic endeavors. Participating is very good. It's been shown that those that are multi-sport participants actually do very well. It's those that focus on one sport and are doing it continuously, particularly when they're younger, where, you know, the risks of overuse and overtraining and, quite frankly, burnout occur.
So Dr. Armstrong, what are some of those signs that we need to look for to determine if our child is in fact overtraining?
Well, there are physical symptoms, and they've been sort of categorized into pain after the activity, pain during the activity, but that doesn't limit performance, pain during the activity that does limit performance, and chronic pain even at rest. And obviously those are in increasing severity. So in terms of the physical evidence of overuse, that's one of them. But it can affect the child psychologically. That's when you get into the burnout phase of this.
So basically our body, or our child's body rather, will kind of give us some indications if there's some potential overtraining.
Absolutely. Okay. And it's important to, number one, know those signs, number two, recognize them, and then the most critical thing is to do something about it.
So then what do we do? What do we do if we sense our child is overtraining?
Well, first of all, you want to set up a scenario where the likelihood of them overtraining won't happen. So most professional organizations recommend that if you're participating in activities, that at least one full day a week you're not participating in any kind of organized activity. So in other words, in a week, that would involve practices and competition, limited to 6 days, and then give them 1 day of rest. If in a year, they also recommend that there's a period of some 2 to 3 months where you actually take a break from intensive activity on that one particular area. It doesn't mean you stop doing physical activity altogether, because that wouldn't be good, but you just de-intensify the training and activity in that one particular
That's a good point.
area.
As a parent, I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, guys, those are just some tips of how we can detect and understand when our child is overtraining and subject to burnout. And those are some things that we can do as parents. So I hope you've enjoyed this time together. And Dr. Armstrong, it's always great to be with you.
Thank you, Mark.